Um, what demos do you have to show me today?
So, Jan, just to point out, so this is, Wowza Streaming Engine, obviously one of the most reliable streaming media servers in the industry for the past 20 years, but we've built VIF directly into Engine. So as you can see here, you've got Streaming Engine running, it's taking in streams, it's packaging them, it's sending them out to various CDNs. But when I click over into the VIF example here, I have a few different models that we support already up and running. So I'm sending multiple streams into Engine and they're being analyzed using different underlying models. So as an example, we've got a custom object detection model that is specifically looking for safety and security, related incidents. So it's looking for smoke and fire, things of that nature. I've got another one that's looking for scene analysis. So I'm very specifically looking for things like fighting and fires being lit off in a stadium and a few different use cases. And then taking it all the way up to the most advanced use case, and I'll click on this one, is we've got a vision language model that's actually monitoring this stream and giving us kind of real-time feedback, almost like it's logging everything it's seeing in real time. So you can see a description here is going to explain everything that it's seeing within the video, and everything that's being detected is being logged locally and it's being sent out to a third-party system. Okay. Now, this is a completely flexible part of the platform. Everything that you see can be customized here. So as an example, as we're going through these extreme sports, examples here, if I'm looking for highlights, I can specifically instruct the VLM just to look for certain highlights. So, if we're taking the, cheering in the stadium example, because I'm looking for some interesting event that happened, we can be very, very specific as to what the VLM is monitoring. And I'll actually stop there and ask if you have any questions.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So let me get this out of the way here. So this is all being sent in right now via OBS, but this could be any feed. So when we talk about dumb cameras becoming smart, that's exactly what we're talking about. So if I take some of the other use cases here, and I'll use kind of a scene analysis example where I've got, a series of security and surveillance use cases that are being monitored. So very specific here. Of course, I clicked on it when it's in color bars, but I'm looking for incidents that are happening within a stadium here. So ultimately now it's detecting that there's a fire within the stadium, and I'll point out, right now we're sending the third party we're sending out the detections to a third party just for demonstration purposes. I'm using Datadog as an observability platform, but everything that the VLM example I showed you is being captured. So all the metadata in real time is going to a third party system, and everything that's being detected in real time is being captured. So of course, this can be sent to any alerting system, any observability platform. Typically, anything that supports webhooks, we can now integrate from Engine and VIF. All right, so I'll go back to the example here. How did I configure this? So if I go back into stream configurations, and everything that we show you here is configurable via API or configured through the UI here. And Vicky, I'll even let you talk a little bit more about this, but as someone comes into the platform, it becomes simple for me to set up an incoming stream path. So as an example here, I have a Wowza Streaming Engine running. Anything that comes in that I detect is being sent to this ingest point with live/VLM, and you can see it's a regex here. It ultimately will be analyzed by the VLM. So multiple feeds coming in are being analyzed the same way. And if I pull this drop down briefly, you can see we have different, I have a fire detector and a few other examples here. So Vicky, I don't know if we want to explain a little bit more down here, but we're giving some a lot of flexibility to the developer here to choose the model that's being used. So as we mentioned, this becomes a future-proofed instance. I'm using this Quen family model here, but this will be just as easy for us to swap out with other providers. So this initial investment becomes something that you can upgrade for 10 years if you need to, right? And it just becomes better and more accurate as the models become more accurate. So you can see here we're using something as simple as a 4 billion. This is a 4 billion parameter example, but Vicky, we could use anything, right? We use a 12 billion or even a 30 if the hardware allows,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes. And as you're kind of showing right now, another part of the flexibility comes from the different analysis modes that we provide. What you just showed is a describe mode, so just describing what's happening in the scene. But we are extremely flexible what can be set up from detect mode, where you ask the VLM to look for specific actions or objects present on the scene without having to train the model in any way. This is all emergent capabilities that are dependent on the foundational model that you use under the hood. So for example, if when 4B is not enough for your use case, is a simple drag and drop replacement to use an 8 billion, 12 billion, 16 billion model without changing anything else in your setup to increase the accuracy to your specific use case. And for power users in the custom mode, we give full access to the underlying prompts that power the VLM. So you can really fine-tune the VLM reasoning capabilities to your exact use case. And on top of that, sorry, and on top of that, just to wrap up, VLMs are known for being weak with being not very deterministic and not reliable. So when their output is the input of another VLM or LLM, that's great. But when their output needs to be consumed by some traditional software, then problems start arising. What if you ask it to output a JSON and it outputs something that's malformed? So we went one step further, and you can see this if you close this model in the output schema section. We allow our customers to customize the JSON output schema that the VLM is forced to use as output. So we can guarantee our customers that what the VLM is outputting is a properly formatted JSON with the format that you expect. So it's either that, of course, or you can use a free form where, as Mikey said, the VLM just outputs normally.
Where you would ingest and use the data however you like. But if you need to format this in a very specific way for a third-party integration, the team did a great job at adding those features here.